Всем привет! Сегодня мы будем играть в Genshin. То есть я решил отдохнуть сегодня от Скайрима, так что побегаем по новой локации, сюжетку проходим, боссиков побьем, короче, всякой фигней позанимаемся и все. Так. Я уже начинал сюжетку, и что мне нужно? Это не тот квестик, стоп. Ладно, я понял. Что у меня квестик периодически сбивается. Так, куда нам? Это недалеко. Ну да, недалеко, и правда. Следующий человек, который лишился глаза Бога. Отлично. Вроде вот он.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma, the ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation. How many times do I have to say it?
Так.
I don't know anything about emergency.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be...
А кто из них без глаза остался?
The Tenryou Commission will
Про
hear
них
of
идет
this.
речь или про... Ладно.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be
Мимо
passing
проходили
by.
точно.
We heard the commotion
Всегда
and
мимо
came to see
проходим.
what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us... He's keeping the
сука какой.
provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown it's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
Ну нет, это, naверное,
One
про
of the
этого
people
говорят.
Ayaka asked us to help. But what?
Какому
Maybe we
человеку?
should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has.
Так, но... Получается, вот с этим нужно поговорить, да? Да.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me.
Шантажирует,
But either
ебать.
way, it's ridiculous.
Шантажисты, блядь.
My own family can barely get by as it is. No, if you'll excuse, that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even just...
Отобрали глаз Бога.
You were
Пиздец.
helping enforce the Vision Hunt decree. What?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But, and it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said,
Типа на него
if I
все
was taking
свалили.
them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard
вот оно в
times
чем
right
дело.
now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself.
He seems to be telling the truth, but we better confirm. Let's go round. We should be able to follow their tracks.
Так, ну пойдем разъебем тех, кто унес. Далеко? Стоп, куда мне вообще? Так, где-то вон там. Понял? Тут что ли? В этих местах? Ну да. Ну вот они. Я так понимаю, к ним нужно идти.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down. You demand,
Я что-то
boss.
задумал.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's
Блять,
teach
меня
them a
вода
lesson.
стекает. Ну, ща отпиздим их. Развыёбывались тут. Ну, блять, хуевшие.
With sword comes shadow.
Так. А, там вон, блять, кидается, суча. Чем-то. Блять, и это ножом кидается. Вы что такие хуевшие это все сегодня?
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know?
Получили пизды.
Come on,
Успокоились.
boss. Think of something.
Придумай.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders?
Так.
We could use someone like you.
Ну, сначала расскажешь то, что
Kurosawa.
знаешь.
Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew we shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you
А, они его
see
дома
inside?
грабанули,
Was it
охуевшие.
stuffed with food supplies?
Ну,
Food
придумайте.
supplies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange look.
А
I
в
didn't want
итоге?
anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom.
You've got a deal. Now
Ладно, пиздуйте отсюда. Все равно выбора никакого нету.
There's nothing in here but IOUs.
Долговые расписки.
a lot of them too, and they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store.
Вот что не все на
Aoi.
меня. Аой.
We're talking tons of
Ага.
more. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the. As for you guys, you're free to go.
Yes, of course.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs.
Shut it. Let's just
Что-то договориться хотели еще, помимо этого. Ебанутые. Ладно. Пойдем узнаем, что там у нас. В лавку надо сходить, поговорить. Сейчас ходим. Что-нибудь найдем. Так, блин. Это я заблудился уже. Далеко вообще бежать-то? Блять, серьезно, можно было вот так делать. Не люблю на карты смотреть, как обычно я. Так, где вот на?
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about?
Списки.
So you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it?
Ага.
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Чё, долго не хотим
Why did
возвращать,
Kurosawa
ладно.
end up owing you so much money? Did he buy?
Let me think.
Ну, повспоминай.
Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large
Давайте
quantities
сюда.
of foodstuffs. He'd
Собственно,
always,
зарплаты.
however, the price of provisions began to skyrocket
Его
recently,
зарплаты.
and his salary was
то есть
no
он,
longer
наоборот, всем
enough to cover
помогал.
the cost.
А на него типа свалили то, что он ворует. И пизди, ну и заебись.
But why did he have to
Хотя знаю одну
purchase a
страну, где так же
usual
делают,
amount?
но ладно.
The prices
Это
increased,
другая
couldn't
история.
he just-
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been careful. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa, and no one ever appreciated what he did.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, of course, I'm
Ну,
sure there
вообще,
would still
да.
have been some
С одной
unrest.
стороны.
What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions
Anybody?
and never tell anyone, if you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
Если тебе интересно, почему...
I
он не помнит
see.
нихуя.
That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated.
Только что? Серьезно?
Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell the sword.
Так,
Oh,
не надо меч его
Didn't he
трогать.
tell you? He possesses I've asked him about its origins. He told in hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you. Oh, but before you go, if you would
За счет чего? За счет информации?
Information
Ага.
is also a don't worry.
Наебали
I won't
нас.
charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me...
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were coming from. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again. And
Только не думаю, что он что-то вспомнит на самом деле. Так, по-моему, они где-то недалеко тут находятся. Ну да, вон все у того же дома, походу, стоят. Да, тут. Ну, спускаемся. Ты помнишь что-нибудь? Расскажешь?
what are you doing?
I presented them with a
Ну,
choice.
либо они уйдут, либо я
Either they left
достаю
or I
меч,
drew
они
my
ушли.
sword. It
Сука.
turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was?
Бля, вообще конкретно ни хрена не помнят после того, как вас
I
Бог
don't
отбирает.
really have any
Пиздец.
such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I
Действительно,
could
когда я
sense that
обнажил
my
свой
body
меч,
was somehow
кстати,
reluctant to do so.
сопротивлялась. Так, можно
This
взглянуть?
sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the... What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed.
Принципы всей
Before
его
he passed
жизни,
away,
перед смертью он сам
He
вот...
placed a
Ага.
and said to me,
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved. Can you recognize the words?
Доброта и долг.
virtue and justice.
Типа сам он на рукоятке не мог
Somehow
прочитать,
those
не?
two words
Ну
seem to
ладно.
explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition. But what use of virtue and justice? I purchased... The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperate... And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt I'm incapable of being a good person. Yet I'm
По-моему,
equally
что-то он смог
unable to be
все-таки
bad.
вспомнить.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword.
Потерять глаз, вот. Так, ладно.
Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision.
Ну да, хоть в чем-то
Let's
там
go
везет,
find the next poor soul.
а не только в приключениях. Так. Последний, по-моему, остался. Найти нужно. 51 метр. И опять... А, он чуть выше только. Ладно, побежали к нему. Так, это... А, вон дом, я его вижу уже. Отлично. Тут? Да.
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts.
Известный мечник в
He's
этих
the
краях.
present-day master of making. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people
Известный
around.
мечник.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine.
А, у их учителя отобрали.
Those thugs that challenged the dojo were
Наверно.
strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Или нет?
Maybe, but I'm still. Things have gotten dangerous before in the
А,
past,
ну
but
да,
it's
вы его
never
вы
shaken
их
him.
учителя отобрали.
This time,
It's
Понял.
just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Демон усилился. Что, блядь? Отряд экзорцизма. Ладно.
Who are you? I don't care
Опять
whether you're
мимо проходили,
trespassers
не?
or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret.
No, you guys are wrong. We just came here to.
Мы хотим стать
Disciples.
учениками.
Yep,
Ладно.
yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got.
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from a. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei
Так,
got
пока он
possessed
выздоровеет.
recently, and he's still recovering.
Так,
He's not.
я не знаю, это
I
не
see
поможет
you are
скорее.
earnest in your pursuit.
Скорее сейчас все
Sensei's name
нужно
is
будет
Domo,
помочь.
a name I'm
Domo.
sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor. But then,
Но потом
not long ago, Sensei
Nah.
had his vision taken away.
тоже все забыл.
He hasn't been. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been
Блядь.
possessed by an.
А
But
почему
if
у нас
I'm
демон
honest,
усилился?
I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine?
you haven't heard of it? It's the largest
Yeah.
shrine on Narukami
Теперь я
Island.
понимаю, куда сейчас мне наверное,
The head-
придется
Not
бегать.
that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an act. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening.
Проводить вечером
You're
и
both
сходить,
more
то
than
можешь
welcome to
прийти
come and-
посмотреть, я понял.
Losing your vision can cause possession?
Не думал,
guess
что
we should-
привести к одержимости, но ладно. Допустим, пусть будет так пока что. А, теперь с ним с одним поговорить, сука.
So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei one of his
Случился
madness
припадок,
just now
сука.
when Nanako was attending to him. She heard him whispering a few names when she asked him who the people were. He suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away.
Ужас оттолкнул ее.
It looked like he
Понял.
was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew. Others we didn't recognize. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine the ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is.
Мгм. Так, а мы в этот момент что будем делать? А, это типа он? Взял, съебался. Так.
Who's that sneaking around? We won't
А,
let
нет,
them get
значит, не
away with
он.
it.
Ну, пошли догонять тогда. Что ж делать-то? Идти по следам.
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep
Yeah.
going further up?
Второй след нашли. Окей.
Is this
А.
definitely the right place?
Так, это, наверное,
Let's
наверху.
look a little further up.
Это вот тут.
Ha! Suspicious person sighted.
А, вот
It's
он.
gotta be him.
How did you
Как вы меня
catch up
долго
with
догнали?
me?
Меня так
So
догнали
quick.
так быстро.
Are you
Oh, what's
sure?
weird?
Unless, I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills
Мы
have
не видели. Ну, может
improved
быть, он
again.
стал еще сильнее.
Excuse
А,
me.
это один
We're
из
the ones
мастеров,
asking
что ли?
questions here.
Хуя себе.
First off, who are and what are you doing sneaking around these parts?
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if
His senior? What?
Anzai, Yes.
Ну да, я
yes,
что-то
because
я
I
таки
don't wish to
подумал.
see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same sword master. Studying make I had
Мастер.
begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable practitioners of Make Yoshi's Sui art seek to achieve
А, ну
stillness
то
of
есть
mind,
тот, кто был младше,
freedom
преуспел,
from
я так
all
понимаю.
agitation. So the majority, but Domon was different.
А, нет.
The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming
Ну, как, кстати,
sensei
лучшим
scolded
мастером,
him
ну а
and
чё?
told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends.
Мгм.
Sensei said that
Не,
coveting
ну на
them,
деле
I thought
правильно
so
говорят.
too
Ну
at the
ладно.
time. But Domon began making swift progress in his training and even started catching up with
Навыки
me.
Домон стремительно улучшались. И он даже стал меня
Only then
догонять.
did I realize
Ну, я
that it
почему...
was Domon
Ну
who
да.
had long since freed his mind from all
Важно по
agitation.
мастерству того, кто учил старшего ученика. Ну, бывает.
He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the
А, то
master
до его
of
прихода я был
Make
уверен,
Yoshi's
что
art.
стану следующим мастером. Но,
Of all the
видимо, не
disciples,
прокатило.
I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my later. I
А, он
heard that he
съебался
sparred
из
with
школы,
Sensei,
нихуя.
too. Sensei
бля.
was advanced. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he? I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, so you see, I came here not to cause.
А,
Okay, you've heard my story. You should get.
Seems like we got it wrong, but still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us.
ну пошли посмотрим, что там происходит. Обряды экзорцизма. Так. По-моему, вот этот дом и был.
You're saying he isn't possessed?
Ну, я же говорил, он неодержим. Не может, не могло
Does that
быть.
mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No.
Nanako, please. Try not.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any but spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule, and all is certainly not lost. For I received word not long ago that Lady Yai...
Lady
Ага.
Ai? Is that the same lady?
The head shrine maiden of the
Какая
Grand
жрица.
Narukami Shrine?
А, кого-то мы, значит, еще
wonderful news.
встретим.
Then Sensei...
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei. But
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask.
that
Я
won't be
думаю, что не
necessary.
вселился все-таки.
All that is required of you is your I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine.
Это что, получается, теперь в
Who'd have
святилище
thought
пойти?
Lady Ai herself would have
Do
taken.
you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned?
No,
Так.
that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the.
Я
Anyway,
всемогущим
you should
Сеоном.
join us too tomorrow.
Так,
Given that we've
присоединяйся к
traveled
нам
all this way just to
завтра.
meet
Так,
our-
я понял.
After all,
По-любому
everyone
сейчас до
seems
завтра
who
придется
knows.
ждать.
Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the right.
Угу. Так. А, ну уже в храм направляться, да? Так, до храма, до храма. Сука. Долгий путь предстоит. Я понял. Так, ну я думаю, вот отсюда можно пойти. Да, но можно посмотреть, что вокруг. По округе у нас тут есть. Да, вон на ту гору залезть. Я надеюсь, что дорога есть нормальная. Да я не всегда люблю по горам-то лазить. А у нас есть какой-нибудь сундук тут? Ну, там, кстати, что-то есть. интересное вполне. Бля, ну сбегать, глянуть. Хочу посмотреть. Ну, какая-нибудь загадочка интересная. Ну-ка. Съебись отсюда, мешаешься. Так, блядь, ты сдохнуть уже должен. Значит, если я так сделаю, что-нибудь произойдет. А, да, кстати, зарядилось немного. Да? Еще разочек. Так, получается, что их зарядить все так надо? Там больше нет такой? А хрен там. Если только как вариант. Блять. Куда меня понесло? Далековато. Так. Подожди. Тут было 3. 2. Да, может вот тут 3 сделать. Математика. Не прокатило? Хуй там, да? Ладно, хуй с ним. Потом подумаем над загадками. Блять. На деле, думаю, не такое уж и сложное, но, блять, надо думать. Пока не очень охота. А вот это что? Так посмотреть нельзя. Ладно, надо ногой уйти. Потом уже смотреть, что да как. А, вот тот сундук можно взять. Идея неплохая. Так, первый готов. Пизда тебе. Блять, перекресток. Так, подуспокоились. Я сейчас похилюсь через вас чуть-чуть. Потом он пиздится. Блять. Охуевшие. Кидаются, стреляют, суки, арбалетчики ебучие. Так. Шо нахуй? Будешь мне персонажа, значит, отхиливать. Своей смертью. И твою душу я заберу. Бью всех нахрен. Что, сундук готов? Блять. Еще один обычного сундука пришел, сука. Ладно. Значит, пособираем все, что есть. По-моему, больше ничего нет. Нету тут. Хуйня нападала, ладно. Хуй с ним. Пойдем дальше ногою. Вообще, во всяком случае, надеюсь, что я по той дороге иду. Иначе прибегу хуй знает куда. Вообще он там похож на подъемы. Возможно, я и в правильном направлении бегу. Хотя, когда я в этом не могу быть уверенным. А ты еще кто? Так, спокойно. Хрен, побьем таким образом. Вода была? Или что? Что еще бы? Бля! Куда съебалась? Довольно тяжело. Блядь. Нихуя, я застрял. Будем пробивать так. Пробиваться. Так, я надеюсь, не съебалась еще? Нет. На месте была. А, это кристаллы, кстати, какие-то. Опять съебалась. Хорош, только попробуй съебаться опять. Спит. Много чего, кстати, упало. Ладно, я думаю, пригодится в будущем. Так. Это похоже, что туда бегу. Еще одна.
Steady as stone.
Так. Не выебывайся сходу. Где? Где?
Don't blink. Speed of light.
Так. Хуевшая.
Nowhere to hide.
Ты опять съебалась. Что? И искать ее приходится опять. Блять, она просто что-то ногой уже лезть начинает. Да, пораскидывать. А! Я застрял. Так. Ай, нихуя себе. Тихо. Тихо. Бля. Не, ну серьезно? Нам еще и стоять умудряется. Ладно. Сбил? Не похоже на то, что я хоть немножко сбил. Блять, куда я зашел? Блять. Что за пиздец? Так, все, падай отсюда. Ладно, можно и так. Опять я застрял.
Leave it all to me.
И куда съеб... все на месте. Отлично. Я думал, опять съебался куда-то. Да, что-то я нихуя не дамажу ей почти. Что? Все, все.
Winter shall eventually come.
Блять, опять наверх лезть. И вот опять обычный сундук. За это приходилось и отпинать. Что тут вниз упало? Я так понимаю, проход закончен, да? Это что-то статуя. Что с этой статуей делать? Не? Ну и ладно. Так. Как мне... Ладно, полез погаем. Хрен с ним. Думаю, доберусь когда-нибудь. Тут у нас. Так. Я лучше пока, может, что-нибудь найду еще интересного. Хотя... Хрен, что я найду. Скорее всего, был более нормальный путь, но... О, опять. Не думаю, конечно, что это прям значит. Ну ладно. Что-то должно быть. Блять. Это не мог просто так сундук лежать, нет? Обязательно кто-то должен появиться. Блять! Да ну нахуй! Нахуй такие истории. Так, блядь, вздыхаем. И я не хочу больше с горы падать. Так, где ты?
Speed of light.
Ты сходу молнии получаешь? Окей.
Don't blink.
Тоже. Вздыхаем, вздыхаем, вздыхаем. Не выебываемся. Блять. Так. Что тут еще? Маска разбитая. Пригодится. Меч надо качать. Будет. Так. Так. Я тут залезу? Как-нибудь должен. Отлично. Тут опять никакой хуйни не валяется, из которой меня убить попытаются. Так. Залезу, не залезу. Блять, нет, не залезу. Энергия не восстановилась. Ладно. Там данжик какой-то внизу есть. Надо тоже будет заглянуть. Все, энергия вроде восстановилась. Полезли. Будет обидно, если тут Нельзя будет зацепиться. Нет. Ой-ой-ой. Пизда мне. А, нет, я забыл. Не все так плохо. Значит, вот тут надо лезть. Ну, погнали. 2. 5. Я вижу, где уже находится эта хуйня. Вот. Так. Я тут пролезу как-нибудь. Думаю, должен. Куда-то я забрался все-таки. Вот лезу, хуй знает где. По-любому был нормальный путь, но нет. Не умею я искать нормальные пути. Вот всегда вот такое. Даже в Skyrim по горам лазить приходится. Так, я думаю, смогу залезть. В всяком случае, энергии хватит допрыгнуть вот до этого. Оп. Уступ. Отлично. Ну и вот почти. Так. Еще немножко. Я смогу... Блять. Не зацепилась. Вот мы и в храме. Отлично. А теперь нужно посмотреть, где была дорога. Ну да, тут во все была дорога. Снимочек. Отлично. А телепорт у нас где? Вот он. С кем мне тут поговорить надо? 17 метров. Вот, все, нашел.
Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no wonder Junior was so excited. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now?
Показалось, сильно смотрел. Мне
It's
показалось.
probably nothing. It's not.
Keep away. Keep away from me.
А это тут с ума сходит.
I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
А у его бронят?
Yai, it must be a possession.
У него точно демон не вселился.
This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would.
Скорее,
I'm
просто не
sorry.
ожидал.
It is clear to me that your sensei is not
Неодержим
possessed by
никаким.
any
Ну, я же
evil
говорю,
spirit.
неодержим.
Then does that
Он
mean
просто
he-
ёбнулся.
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was
Вот
under,
вам
he
психика
suffered a
пошатнулась, и он
spiritual
впал в
as one
безумие.
who is thrown into
Говорю,
the sea, though
ёбнулся.
he fights back desperately against his predicament. It does nothing. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one,
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai,
your school practices make you shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be, if any, in this. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he
Master,
crossed blades with a disciple he himself. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both?
Lady Yai, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the sword master is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled, much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Один мой никчемный друг.
Poor
Про кого же
Sensei.
она?
To think he's been suffering so.
А, про того,
Sorry.
кто там приходил, наверное.
It's all my fault. Father.
Виноват. Учитель.
Sensei.
Ансай.
That's enough.
А, да, вот он.
Huh? Isn't that Onsai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Мне кажется, он тут
Ансай.
служит уже.
Why are there two of you?
Вас двое?
Is that you or a
Ой-ой.
ghost?
О, бля.
You're here for revenge, aren't
Я
you?
говорю, ёбнулся в
I
конец.
knew it would come.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, but that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of...
But what if one day the same thing happens? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us.
Goodness. Well,
You see? You
Ну
can
вот,
place
всё,
the
вывели его
ambition
из того
you once
состояния.
had, and being stripped
Уже
of your
хорошо.
ambition is something that's never happened to me. So I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, you are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name.
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me and for the state of Miyakyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the
Ну вот
best in the
сразу
world.
адекватный стал.
But as your sensei, I shall commit. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can
Свидетелем.
count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so well, don't just stand there staring at me.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take...
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Ya.
So,
Ну да, я же говорю,
my
еще с одним
intuition
персонажем
was
познакомимся.
correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment.
Найти самый подходящий момент. И ушла. Заебись. Нет?
I have
нет.
high hopes for you, child. Don't dis-
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken... She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what... We can come back to it another time.
Так. Что ж, куда нам теперь? Мгм. Так, возвращаемся. Каяки. Понял. Так. Я почти заблудился. Что нам тут теперь скажут опять?
Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Ayaka!
Сама к нам решила выйти? Или нет? Хм.
Traveler, Paimon. It is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our 3 friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah. Short of getting, Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be
А,
my
только
friends.
для этого мы 3 желания
As you will
выполняли,
observe.
да? Я понял.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not.
Oh,
По-моему, нас наебали.
Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem.
Thank you both. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have
Перевели бы
seen?
те, кто...
Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the... But I believe that surely you understand what I'm... It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, you will? Really?
Охота. Ладно.
Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd place my trust in the right person. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori tea
Ну,
house?
пошли в чайный дом, хрен с вами. Раз тут говорить не хотите. А, ну хоть самому телепортироваться не пришлось.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
Так.
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it. Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me?
У меня всегда есть ко всем вопросы. Так. Божество. Что...
The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that it was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an...
Так.
The issue is this.
Ну, по
For the
порядочку
vast
пойду.
majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this,
Завидую.
the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt decree. Of course! We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the
Так,
Tenryou
конечно,
Commission
всё.
and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt decree.
У меня больше нет вопросов.
Paimon has a question,
Отлично.
Oh?
Сука, у тебя
What would
вопросик
you like to know,
нашелся.
Paimon?
Have you
Бля.
got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt decree?
Ну,
To
вопросик
be
хороший.
honest, we do not.
Обожаю такие моменты.
Please,
Никакого плана,
Do
идем
not
делать,
forget
что
that challenging the
получится.
Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well,
Делать?
for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being
Снизить
caused, for
ущерб.
example,
Отлично.
by providing vision bearers with safe
Например,
refuge,
превращать
or
глаза Бога или
manufacturing
производить
counterfeit visions
подделки
for
для...
them as a contingency measure.
Производя
You're telling
подделки?
Paimon that there are people out there
Ладно.
who can make fake visions?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye,
Венти.
their counterfeits are indistinguishable from a genuine
Эй.
article. The
Он?
problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Ten.
Значит, пойдем освобождать.
They found out about it?
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be
Будем его
exactly.
спасать.
I feel the same way. But given
Да, лучшее слово
by no
свалить это
means do
дело.
we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Naganohara family.
Угу. Я понял. Ну, пойдем искать магазин фейерверков. Только осталось выйти отсюда. Я сейчас заблужусь. Так. И где это, собственно, магазинчик находится? А, довольно недалеко. Значит, так долетим. Телепорт все равно не нужен. Толку. Так, и вот, наверное, мой помощник, я так понимаю. Уже около стражи, как обычно.
If you think your elemental powers are enough to resist the
нет?
Vision Hunt decree, then you'd better think again. Believe me, you're not the first of your kind we've encountered, and we've seen the same unpleasant outcomes.
Can't you make an exception?
Охуевшие
I just
стражники,
got this
блядь.
vision. I won't even use it.
So this is the Vision Hunt decree in action, huh? We can't just sit
Надеюсь,
around and
нет.
watch things. Psst. Hey,
А, нет. Вот и все. Не дали нам
there's
в бой
someone trying to
вступить.
get our attention. Come on, this way.
Я так понимаю, это наш помощник.
What's going on? Can't you see we need to go help? Shh, quiet. Just sit tight and watch for a moment. Hey, this isn't right, you know. Just because you don't have a vid. Huh? Hey, wait. You do have a
На
vid.
чужую беду. Мне кажется, он сейчас всех отпинает там.
If you don't keep your voice down, I won't have.
All right, all right. Here.
А, это тот самый поддельный, что ли, глаз бога, или нет?
Wise choice. All right, let's go.
Хм. Кажется, их наебали.
Now, he's already given up his vision. Doesn't he know what could happen? This is your fault. You're the one who stopped us from interviewing.
Many thanks, Miss Yoimiya. If you hadn't swapped me a
Ну
fake
да, я
just now,
угадал.
I'm sure I would have lost it.
Хотя тут и угадывать нечего было.
convincing performance. Oh, so that's what's going on here. And to think Paimon was about to unleash primordial wrath on...
Think nothing of it. I could tell from your reaction we were on the same side. You just didn't know it, you know? Oh, right. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Yoimiya, the current owner of Naganohara Fireworks. It ain't much, but it's honest work.
Practically everyone on Hanamizaka knows Yoimiya. She's the queen of the summer festival.
Without her and her fireworks, somewhere on Narukami Island.
Whoa, that's quite the introduction. Paimon loves fireworks. It's nice to meet you.
Окей.
Stop it,
теперь мы
Aunt
поняли,
Tia,
кто
you
это.
embarrass me. As for thanking me,
Так что
you'd
всё
be better
нормально.
off thanking Master Masakatsu. He's the one that his handiwork allowed me to keep my own vision. Whew, I can't even imagine.
Yes, Master Masakatsu is a good man. It's too bad good people.
Только теперь его, я так понимаю, надо будет спасти.
Huh? Do you guys know him too?
Вот.
You don't say. Then it sounds like the Shirasagi Himegimi has a plan.
Плана нет.
Awesome! But if I just marched straight in there by myself, I'd probably get... So, what about if I join you instead?
Sure, welcome to the team. Ayaka told us to go look for help at a fireworks shop.
Seems like I finally got a new job to do. So, Master Masakatsu is being held at the police
Блядь,
station.
опять стелс.
I've already served
Нет.
Talk about a reliable source.
Я надеюсь, не стелс.
Not bad, huh? Let's go.
It's time to break
Ай.
them out.
Ну, пошли, значит. Так, а это нам... Куда? 230 метров. Эй, телепорт туда какая-то... Конечно же нет. Ладно, пойдем пешком. Так. Главное тут не заблудиться бы. Если по горе залезу, я попаду туда? А хрен я по горе залезу. Ладно, пойдем по старинке. Полицейский участок у нас где получается? Где-нибудь в конце? Отлично. Бля, на карту посмотрел и забыл. Так. А, вон там, что ли? А, нет, вот. Значит... Ну, я прибежал не сюда. Отлично. Ладно, хорошее начало. Выше. То есть я... Ну да, конечно же. Да чтобы все нормально было. Где ж такое видно было? Значит, сначала нормально прибежал. Все-таки проебал момент. Ладно, ладно. Пиздец какой-то. Так, вот. Тайный ход. 47-й. Угу. Кэнсел. Крио мне не нужен. Обойдемся. Ой.
Come on, this way. As long as we stay quiet, I certainly wouldn't want to end up locked away in here. We should split up.
Так, я надеюсь, без
I've got
стелса
a
обойдемся.
present to prepare for-
Чисто подеремся и все.
Alright then.
Yes, you...
Так. А, ну да, чисто подеремся. Пизда вам, господа. Тебе достанется.
Incoming. Speed of light.
Бля, лучше бы вы выпадали отсюда нахрен. Бля, я его почти скинул.
Don't blink.
А ну, во, один упал. Отлично. Так, эти готовы. Где следующие?
Talk about a big door. Seems we
Нам туда?
something shaped like Magatama
Ну
in
да, нам
order
скорее
to
всего
open
туда.
it.
Окей. А тут уже готовыми опять вот. Ох, нихуя там КСМРчик пришел. А где ультой?
Incoming.
А где здоровяк? А, вон он за мной был. Так. Теперь отхиливаемся, чудочек. Ешем. Пизду всех. Не пробил мой щит. Хотя пытался. Так, блядь. Куда от меня съебываешься, когда я тебя бью? Я такое видел. Еще разочек. И ультой. Бля, я хотел, где в стене застрял. Охуевший. Смыла еще, блядь. Теперь, блядь. Чё, охуевший? Ну, еще и блокируют. Ни хрена себе, какие вы стали. Раньше таких не было. Ты где? Вот и хорошо. Так. Сундуков ничего тут нету? Ладно. Тут вроде тоже пока никого нету, зато есть лифт. Тоже хорошо. Че, меня тут кто-нибудь встречать? Вот они! Ах, блять, охуевший какой. Вот когда мне электричество откуда прилетит? Да, стреляет, сука, кто-то. А, вот он стреляет. Только я его почему-то не вижу. Или это стены? Блять, это стены. Блять, еще один, что ли, был? Нет. А, какая-то странная, может быть. Что-то секретное, ладно. О, еще люди. Ох, ебать, это что за доспех там? Играем. Блять, что-то вы отъезжайте, господа, долго. Блять. Это что за красная полоса прошла? Какая-то неприятная, мне кажется. Блять, там еще есть. Так, на следующих надо похилиться будет. Так, что за... А, просто закрыть? Это тупо доспех, когда периодически чем-то уячит. О, как вас тут много. Давайте в рядочек собираемся и пиздимся. Вот, молодцы. Бля, щит сломали. О, опять в рядочек. Бля, а что-то у меня хпшки мало осталось. Так, где у меня Бен? Похиливаем нашу сильную электрическую. Ха-ха-ха. Культой еще разочек. Пиздошим всех и все. Блять. Ты меня подбешиваешь. Так, готов. Последний остался. И ультой напоследочек. Скорее всего, не добью, но ладно. Блять, не пробиваю так. Блять. Все, тоже готов. Вот тут хотя бы сундучок есть. Так, туда. А наверху что? А я могу наверх залезть? Смотреть. Типа обойти, что ли, можно? А, тут сундук небольшой есть. Ладно. Тоже хорошо. А там что-нибудь есть? Дверь, я думаю, это не откроется, ладно. Так,
My shape look pretty
вот это
similar to the
отключить.
grooves on the door over there?
Блять, блять. Я не знаю, зачем я эту хуйнюшку взял, которая со мной летит сейчас. Ну, наверное, надо было. Так. С кем мне тут еще пиздиться? О! Ой, чё тут? Ой, опять мой охуевший. Так, погодите-ка. Вот, молодец. Молодцы, в толпу собрались. И умираем потихоньку. Блядь, ебать, а чё ты такой сильный стал? Я тоже могу усилиться. Получить моим огромным мечом. Хуевшие. Так, я бы пошел. А, тут доспех. Блять, а я могу его отключить? Сука. Вот. Все. Щит. Не пробегай мимо меня. Ладно, тут второй есть. Похилюсь еще. Так, так, так. Спокойнее. Блять. Чё такие охуевшие, я понять не могу. Молнией захотели пизды получить. О, еще один. О, пока вы вместе. На-ка. А то что-то у меня Ноэль почти сдохла. Так. Блять. Я себе. Я тебе тоже перезагрузочку. Блять, сейчас почти сдох. Блять, он опять решил это сделать. Хрен с собой, отхиливаемся. Не будь. Все, щит слетел. Хиливаем Ноэль. Сду. Бля, вовремя. Да все, ты сдох. Успокойся. Так, вроде все собрал, что нужно было. Получается, ниже меня теперь. О, сундук. Отлично. У нас противник, он только в следующем будет. Тут есть что-нибудь интересное? Не похоже. Вот молодец, стоишь спиной, стой. Полетел. Интересно, я сбился? Нет. На всякий случай. Ой, это лифт еще. Так, тоже готов. Вон еще, я так понимаю, один нефрит или что там было. Ну или похилено немного. Ох, ни хрена, какой тут стоит. Меня поджидает. Успокойся немножко. Ты тут один, что ли? Ну и хрен с тобой тогда. Значит, третий одной добью. Все равно стоять не сможет по-нормальному. Все, больше ничего такого нет тут. Значит, открываем дверь. Переместить было. Вот. Тут, я так понимаю, тоже перемещается. Блять. Переместить. А если тут перемещать? Это, наверное, который открыл. Ладно. Блять.
Look over there.
Что там?
That must be Master Masakatsu.
Did you really think that little trick of yours could fool us?
Locking you up was
Маэда?
just the beginning.
Что-то похоже. А, не, он.
Those Tenryo Commission brutes are torturing him.
If we don't come up with a way to break him out fast, then... Huh? Yoimiya, when did you get back?
I can't bear to watch. If anything happens to Master Masakatsu, our whole plan will have been for nothing.
Да ничего с ним не случится. Успеем спасти. А.
Ma'am.
А тут у нас кто?
We were just teaching him a little lesson, that's all.
Кажется, мы его уже встречали, нет? А, нет, это не было.
That's Kujo Sara, adopted daughter of the Kujo clan of the Tenryo Commission. She's also a general in the Shogun's army. What?
Make way. Let me have a look at him.
Вылечит.
I'm sure you're well aware that torture is strictly against
Сама с ума
military
трясет.
regulations.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are unashamed of such disgraceful action, then you are also unworthy of the Tenryo Commission. It's
Yes, ma'am. It won't happen again.
I'm unsure when wanting...
Hey, this is our chance. Let's move.
Yoimiya, are you sure now's the right time?
Who is that?
Она не уверена. Да, вовремя наступила.
Quick, go and investigate.
Yes, ma'am.
Ладно, придется их сейчас отпинать.
Sorry. I didn't mean to. Don't
Вот.
worry, I've got us covered.
Время подарочка. О,
Huh? Was that an explosion?
да,
It
было
sounded
такое.
like fireworks.
Quick, let's hurry.
Они как пошли посмотреть поскорее или
The fireworks were enough
к лечению?
to them.
Fireworks aren't just for festivals, you
Ладно,
know.
отлично сработано.
I was
Согласен.
particularly proud of this batch. I decided to.
Ох, ни хрена. Блять, стражники фейерверками запугали, надо же.
This is turning into a...
Well, fireworks are my craft after all. Every batch has to be spectacular.
Look, the coast is clear. Now...
Ладно, пошли спасать, да. Я же надеюсь, к нам никто больше не придет пока что.
Yoimiya.
Ну или как минимум с одной придется подраться с
Master
кем-нибудь.
Masakatsu! Sorry, we... Come on! We've got no time to lose! They...
Угу. Вот про нее я и подумал.
Yes. Leave. Before I let my judgment get
А,
the
нас
better of him.
отпускает? Ни хрена себе. Ладно.
He's in serious condition. Be sure he gets immediate medical attention. But remember, once he's recovered, it won't be long until I bring him right
Не
back.
заберешь, не отдадим.
Well...
Leave.
Ладно, всё, сваливаем. Я надеюсь, сваливать сами свалят без меня. А, сундук. Да, от сундука нельзя отказываться. Вот и все.
We're finally out of that creepy place.
Так.
Yes. Finally, I've made it out of there.
Master Masakatsu, how do you feel? Can you hold on?
Don't worry. I think I can make it to the infirmary without keeling over.
Thank you. All of you. I'll take him to get treated. I'll treat you to a round of drinks once this is all over.
Don't worry about us. Just take care of Master Masakatsu. Good thing we were able to rescue him.
Да, в этот раз повезло.
Sara, do you think she was making up for how the guards were treating him? It seems as though there are some okay people among the ranks of the Tenryo Commission. How about we go tell Ayaka and the others the good news?
А нам куда теперь? В чайный дом или... Нет. Да, наверное, в чайный дом. Телепорт. Так, теперь главное не заблудиться где-то там. Нет, не заблудился. Так. Блять. Винтись, я побежать не могу.
I see. So Kujo Sara stayed her hand. It would appear she still
А
has
он уже
some
все
I
знает.
wonder if we should try establishing contact with her. Perhaps we could coax out some information.
Unlikely. Don't forget, Kujo Sara is also carrying out the Vision Hunt decree. She obeys. In her eyes, Master Masakatsu is of no threat to the decree. This is why she was so. If our true motives were ever divulged.
True. Though if you ask me, Master Masakatsu's release is an unexpected blow. We are now one step closer to victory. And we couldn't have done it without Yoimiya and the Traveler. You're turning out to be even more reliable.
Спасибо за похвалу.
Indeed. Things may have turned out very differently this time without the help. But if we wish to mount any sizable resistance against the Vision Hunt decree, there is still much to be done. It is time we make ready our next set of plans.
There's no need to rush, my lady. Things seem to have taken a turn for the better, at least. Yes, which reminds me. The Tenryou commissions and the number of samurai out enforcing the Vision Hunt decree seems to be waning. The days ahead may be more peaceful than usual.
A ceremony, you say? Why would such a task be?
I don't know, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with us. Anyway.
You do being in a constant state of alert will only tire us further. Toma, what would you suggest?
I'd say a celebratory feast is in order. Funny enough, I learned a new hot pot game recently. I'm sure you'll find it quite amusing.
Ладно.
A hot pot game? What's that?
Simply put, every person prepares an ingredient to add to the hot pot. Once the meal, then we take it in turns to close our eyes, pick an ingredient out of the pot, taste it, and guess anyone who guesses correctly can go again, and whoever finishes the meal with the most points is declared the winner. Don't you think it sounds like fun? I've been wanting to give it a try. In fact,
You really do want to play,
Я боюсь представить, что он приготовил.
Sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. Time to gather some ingredients. But
А у нас много ингредиентов. Карательной кулинарии. Ладно. Меня заинтересовало это слово.
Oh, my stomach. It feels like Yoimiya's fireworks are going off inside me.
Who would have guessed that Toma would be the winner? He ate practically all those weird ingredients.
Salt-crusted herring.
Кажется, он сейчас это отъедет с легонца.
Flash-boiled dongo. Oh, and whatever that thing was that nearly froze my tongue off. Hold up. My life is starting to flash before my eyes.
You've only got yourself to blame, Toma. All those strange things you ate were
Хрена себе, он
ingredients you
там
added
какой-то
yourself.
что-то задумал.
But weren't you the one who added those little cakes, Ayaka? I think the travel boiling cakes in hot pot. Ugh.
I must apologize. To be perfectly honest.
Uh-oh. I'm definitely not okay.
Нажался всякой хрени.
You know, Toma, all you had to do was guess wrong on purpose and it would have been someone else's turn.
Guess I've been feeling unlucky recently and wanted the God of Hot Pot's blessing.
Благословение Богу сябу-сябу.
Perhaps
Бля.
I did get a little carried away. Still, I couldn't be beaten at my own game first time around. I think my
Ладно.
luck has already taken a turn for the better. I can sense it. So without further ado, I hereby declare that the...
Стой! Заебись, там себя провозгласил.
Good
Обожаю
effort,
такие
team.
моменты.
Yes. If the Tenryou Commission truly is as busy with preparations as Toma claims, then some rest would be a welcome change of pace. And with the extra time,
There are some other matters I wish to attend to.
Let's all take some much-needed time off. After a few days' rest, we'll reconvene at the Komori Tea House. Downtime is hard to come by these days, so be sure to make the most of it. I'll tidy things up here and start thinking about our ingredients for our next round.
There's gonna be a sequel?
А еще играть
Sure,
будет?
why not? We should play again now that everyone knows the rules. I'll see you all later.
Bye, Toma.
Ладно, еще когда-нибудь сыграем.
Seems we won't need to be visiting the Komori Tea House for a while.
Ладно. Нам дали возможность побегать. А прям сразу квест не появился, да? Во, вот он, сразу квест появился. Отлично. Да, надо еще по боссикам побегать, ну ладно. Ща.
Where do we go from
2
here?
часа сюжетки, а остальное по боссикам. Отлично.
Traveler, Paimon, hold on.
Что
Something
случилось?
has come up, and I would like to request your assistance. But you ought not be nervous. This is not coming from the Yashiro Commission or the Kamisato
Кто из
clan.
от моего
Individual
имени, ладно.
requests? You mean personal stuff?
Correct. It concerns my mother.
Ага.
This may seem a little sudden, but in my view, you are a few
Ладно,
days
давай
ago.
подробнее
I was
расскажи.
sorting through some old family belongings when I found a notebook that belonged to my. She wrote about all kinds of things, mostly of little consequence. But what drew my attention was
Probably your mom's best buddy, right?
never. And although my mother and father passed away many years ago, both my brother and I are familiar with the vast majority of their acquaintances. So, I am very curious about this mysterious individual. According to the notebook, their name is Tsubaki.
Tsubaki?
This seems to have been someone very important to my mother.
Paimon thinks it sounds like a girl's name.
That's what I thought too.
So what do you want us to do? Do you need us to find her for you?
No.
Ну,
Her address is given in the notebook. We can
А,
have
ну,
please
давайте
keep
так.
everything I have told you in strict confidence. The proper course of action would be to involve my brother in exactly. That, and you are also a kind, well-mannered person with a genuine concern for other people.
You can count on us. We've done greeting gifts before, so we should be able to help. In terms of payment.
Wonderful. In fact, I was hoping to take this opportunity to show you both
Я не
around.
против, погнали.
Don't mind. We don't mind.
Thank you kindly. Shall we head off then? Ogura Tech.
Криминал.
Sounds great.
Опять бегать по всем подряд, да? Перешептывание журавля и белого кролика? Бля. Ладно. Куда нам там? 90 метров. Ну, не так уж далеко. Я уже думал опять куда-нибудь на другой конец карты. Ну ладно. Так.
This must be.
Должно быть.
Festival promotion.
Объявление праздники. Ладно.
Hey, speaking of, we haven't been anywhere fun since we arrived in.
No, what made you think that? Festivals are a common occurrence here in Inazuma. We in the Yashiro Commission are very well acquainted with these sorts of customs. Each season brings its own festival, and each festival in turn brings a fresh challenge. So, while festivals are undoubtedly joyous and lively occasions, oh, my apologies. I should stop thinking about work. This is hardly relevant to the matter at hand.
Oh, so you weren't checking out the promotion?
Welcome. I have all the latest styles. Please take a look. Oh, it's Miss Kamisato with guests from overseas. Welcome to Ogura Textiles and Kimonos. Are you here to purchase fabric?
Oh, greetings to you too. I have a design here for a garment.
Oh, Ayaka came prepared.
Let me see. This could be...
Это же... Ладно.
Oh, it's a very fine design.
Кажется, она с ним уже
Miss Kamisato,
знакома.
You'd like us to make a kimono following this design, yes?
Please, if you could.
I'm honored that you'd choose Olgra textiles and kimonos for your tailoring needs. However,
И
based on
чего
the
же не
design,
хватает?
this kind of kimono would require silk made from the silk flower. As you well know, Inazuma is currently under In all honesty, the impact on the textiles industry has been quite significant. We're struggling to but of course, where our customers are able to provide the fabric themselves.
So you're saying we need to go and buy some...
If even Ogura textiles and kimonos can't get a hold of high-grade fabric,
You could try the International Trade Association. They are a
Ну
little
да,
better
как
connected than
обычно.
we are.
Побегай туда,
After
побегай
all,
сюда.
The only thing is their prices. They're not the
Найди
cheap.
то, сделай это.
So even just getting clothes made is an ordeal in Inazuma. Wait, the International Trade Association? That's Kurisu's thing, right? We haven't been to...
Ну да.
it looks like that will be our next. Thank you ever so much. We will. Oh, in the meantime, I have one other very small request. Could you?
Так.
Why is she being so secretive all of a sudden?
Опять что-то нас скрывают.
Absolutely.
Much obliged.
My pleasure, Miss Kamisato. Honestly, I'm just as excited as you to see the end product. We haven't made a silk kimono for the longest time now, and
That's very kind of you, Traveler Paimon. Let's try our luck at the International Trade Association.
Так, куда нам теперь? А, 800 метров. Ни хрена себе. А, это телепортирует. Отлично. А, ну это же первый остров, на который мы заходили, точно.
This is it. The
Uh.
International Trade Association.
Okay then, we need to talk to Kurisu,
Зайти я туда не
right?
могу, конечно же.
Doesn't look like he's
Uh.
here. Let's look around.
Значит, его нужно найти. А, все. Оказалось, все это не сложно.
There he is.
А, что он там?
Looks like we found him.
Вот что-то сейчас должно пойти не так. И меня отправят еще куда-нибудь.
Mr. Kurisu, are you all right?
Oh, you're Miss Ayaka from the Kamisato clan. How do you...
Better than you, it appears.
And if it isn't the Traveler, I haven't seen you in a while.
Thanks again for your help last time. The association is back in business, and it's all.
That's great, but, why were you staring into space just now? Did something...
Well, you see, it's embarrassing to admit, but some of the association's goods.
Which goods were
Really?
stolen?
Так.
It was a batch of high-grade silk.
А, тот шелк, который нам и нужен был.
We imported a
Как
big
всё
batch of
вовремя.
silk from Liyue several years ago. It's been recently. We heard that clothing stores in the city have more or less sold all their silk stocks. So we figured now would be a good... The vagrants swiped the whole batch, then disappeared into the woods. And report... Well, as you know, they don't think much of foreign merchants like us.
Well, I also take issue with aspects of the Kanjo Commission's operational methods. Please remember, Mr. Kurisu.
My apologies. Anyway, there doesn't seem to be much we can do ourselves to get our goods
Ну,
back.
сейчас мы вернем.
Perhaps I'm...
I am afraid I can't intervene in an official capacity, but I can still help you get your lost...
Of course, I would never... Wait, what?
Как он удивился
Yes.
прямо.
Acting in my own capacity, mind you. Even then, there is no escaping the fact
Но
I do
есть,
so
я так
not without
понимаю, я.
reservation, so... I hope that aside, as I'm sure you're given your position and that of the International Trade Association, please try to exercise more caution in the future.
We will. We certainly
Так.
will. But, are you sure this is... What if someone
Конечно,
high up in
доставит.
the
Еще
Kanjo
каких.
Commission sees what you're doing and doesn't like it? You're a high...
Very humorous.
Let's not forget that I am the eldest daughter of the Kamisato clan. I would be very surprised indeed if anybody in the—
Whoa, that sent shivers down Paimon's spine. Does everyone from a powerful clan talk?
Mr. Kurisu, I need to know the exact time and location of the theft, and anything that stood out—
Thank you so much. Let's see, it was 2 hours
Приметы
ago now.
грабителя,
Over
ага. Ну, пойдем искать
Everyone,
теперь.
please follow me to the scene of the crime.
All right, off we go.
Ну, выдвигаемся. Что ж поделать. Так. Я... А, ну 200 метров. Так, наверное, долечу. Ага. Хотел сказать, если не утону, то тонуть негде. Ладно. Ой. Что-то пошло не по плану, что ли? А, нет. Все нормально. А, нет, ни хрена. Ой. Что-то это. Блять. Что-то меня где-то наебали, по-моему. Я же отсюда один раз сваливал. Так, если я отсюда полечу, меня же никто не заметит, да? Блядь, да ну нахуй. Что не так? Я просто так выйти, что ли, не могу? Теперь. Блядь, я заебался с тобой говорить. Отстань от меня. Если я через него попытаюсь пройти. Что такое? Ладно. Че, мимо побежать тоже не прокатит? Блядь, да как так-то? Что? Если я захожу в этот городок заново, меня потом не выпускают? Ладно, я просто сделаю вот так. Идите нахрен. Так же прокатит, да? Блять.
Here we are. This is where we were robbed.
Ага.
Look on the ground. What are those?
Huh? Footprints. Very deep ones at that. Leading towards the forest.
Presumably, the
отпечатки
depth
ног.
suggests that they were carrying something heavy.
Это вот за этими, что ли,
See where they
отпечатками?
lead.
С этой скоростью что-то не так. Так.
I must leave no stone unturned.
То есть таким уроном я, по сути, могу его разбить. Но никак по-другому, да? Вот, все отлично. Сундук нашелся. Почти бесполезный, но сундук. Так, а вот отпечатки. Подождите. Тут отпечатки заканчивают. Угу. Ладно. Я думаю, по этой дороге все. Где отпечатков не видно? Вот, видно. Отлично. Так, сюда. Но я, во всяком случае, надеюсь, это те отпечатки. Вот тут повозка разгорела. Во! Я к ним иду.
You think you can get your stuff back with this bunch? You must be dreaming.
Why you? You better hope you have.
А это сейчас их
Why wouldn't
отпинаем
I,
и
old
все.
man? Answer me this. You trade association types are worms.
Краны
Coming over
глаза
to our land,
красные.
leeching off our people. Look at that. No, face it. This is Inazuma. You've got no ties here.
You are despicable.
Hey, I just had an idea. Since
Business.
pay up. And you
Хочешь,
can
мы
take your
возвращаем
fabric
ткань?
back.
Нет, не идет.
You're just...
Wait. Mr. Kurisu, please do not pay any money.
But...
I trust you remember our agreement? If you keep your lips firmly sealed, I too shall uphold my end of the
Так.
deal.
Oh, yes, of course.
Then please stand well back where it is safe.
О! Вот это сейчас заебись будет. А я за нее могу поиграть, кстати? Он. Все. А ну, заледенели нахуй. Там кто-то сыгранько мимо меня пробежал. Бля, я хочу ее ульту. У нее ульта прикольная. Все, тоже заморозил. Заморозил всех. Где подкрепление? О, до ульты дотянуть хочу. Во. Ох как. Охуенно. Еще один готов. Ты последний, что ли?
No, please, It was not...
Miss Kamisato, traveler, are you...
Don't worry, we're fine.
Вообще никак.
The vagrants left in quite a hurry. It would seem they didn't have time to take anything with them. I believe you're...
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You'd best do a count.
6, 8, 10.
Все на месте, ладно.
Buy silk?
А.
You mean...
This was indeed our intent.
Don't get us wrong,
Сейчас он
though.
его просто так
That's the
отдаст.
reason we helped you out. Even if it were just a few carrots or... Paimon thinks we're pretty lucky. If we arrived any later, our chances of getting...
I honestly can't thank you all enough. Please, say no more. You need silk? I'll pick out a piece for...
Кусочек.
Thank you, good sir.
Oh, it's free of charge. I could never ask you to pay after everything...
No, that will never do. Things cost what they cost. Merchants already have enough challenges to deal with. And as Paimon explained, my help was unconditional. Please, there is nothing to feel distressed about, because nothing, I repeat, nothing happened here in these woods today.
Thank you, I don't think I could ever repay you.
Так.
You have helped me greatly, and I will never forget it. I'm afraid we must part ways. I must get these goods back to the association. If you ever need anything at all, just come to the internet.
Very well.
Ну ладно, прощаемся.
And thank you.
Шелк взяли. Теперь можно за кимоно сгонять.
Traveler, thank you for stepping in to help out.
But how come those vagrants didn't seem to know who you were? They must move in completely different circles.
Perhaps. Either way, I'm glad they didn't recognize me. The fewer people who know what happened today...
It's not every day an important person like you helps out someone like Kurisu. It really shows what a...
Oh,
Так.
your praise is quite unwarranted. I merely did what anyone... I admit that it did feel strange for me to come to his aid. But this should have nothing to do with identity. I guess that deep down, I don't see how a society can be considered just
Это их мечи,
when
что ли,
people
остались?
encounter such obstacles in their livelihood. Sorry, I'm getting off top. Right. Let's head back to Ogura Textiles and Kimonos
Мгм.
and give our hard-won silk to the shopkeeper.
Okay.
Я надеюсь, вернусь с ней. Ага, хрен там. Ладно. У нас телепорт. Блять, 109 метров. Ну, сука. Ну так далеко. Ну как далеко? Ладно. Все. Ткани, я думаю, уже передали. А, нет.
So, any luck at the International Trade Association?
Yes, they did. Here.
Excellent news. So, I just need to go and take stock of our materials. It won't
Читать
take me
материал, сука.
They better all be there.
I do
Сейчас
hope
что-нибудь
nothing
не
else is missing.
досчитается.
Traveler, on the subject of garments, I've been meaning. It's just, I wasn't sure how you'd feel about the idea. Oh, are you sure? Is that so? Impressive. So travelers of your stature hold themselves to a dress.
More like when you're away from home, you've gotta live by. But Paimon would still love to check out some Inazuman outfits. Just what is that supposed to mean? We make them in whatever size the customer asks for.
Your interactions are so adorable to watch. I mean... Well, something else I've been wondering is... How do people in other nations dress?
Блять, это одежда.
True. People dress in. Some people like to wear a hood. Some cover up half their face with a mask. Some just straight up dress like a peacock. Oh, and some have their tummy on show. Others wear skin-tight leotards and leggings. If you can imagine it, Paimon guarantees that someone out there is wearing it.
Really? So there is no single standard and people just dress however they like? So fascinating. Somehow, I feel a little envy.
Wait, so you want to dress like a peacock now?
Почему как
No,
павлин
of course
сразу?
not. I just mean, I admire those who are able to do as they please. I would very much like to travel across the 7 nations and see how people live.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've checked my inventory.
Thank you.
Все есть.
Is there anything?
Fortunately not. I have all the materials
О,
I need.
хоть что-то
As
хорошее.
for the size, would you like me to go by the dimensions given on the design?
Yes, please.
Understood. I'll get to work shortly. In total, that'll be...
Here you go.
Вот столько.
Is it possible to treat
А
this
что не
as an
сказали
urgent order?
сколько? В основном всегда
Well,
говорят.
luckily, we don't have any other urgents at the moment, so I can begin work right away. It will still take me until then. I'm sure you'll find somewhere near.
Good idea. Let's check out the whole.
Ну пойдем.
There will be no loot for our next stop. I'd like to take you both for
Food? Oh, Paimon likes.
Она всегда любит
venue
пожрать.
especially for you. A humble local eatery called Kiminami Restaurant.
Minami.
I thought that the relaxed atmosphere there would suit our day much better than the prohibitively formal one of a high-end restaurant. Shall we head off?
Ну погнали.
Paimon can't.
Так, и куда нам? Ой, с ресторана, значит, не очень далеко. Ну да. 150 метров. Нормально. Он еще и внизу, блять. 150 метров ненормально. Ай, не долечу. О, хоть спуститься смог. Тяжело не смотреть на то, сколько у тебя энергии.
Are we here? Ooh, it's one of those street side places. Looks cute and cozy.
Шемное место.
Welcome!
Oh, Miss Kiminami. How do you...
Miss Kamisato. Perfect timing. Your booking was for... Well,
I believe so.
Пунктуально.
We'll be sticking to the order I placed in advance. As for the other matter we discussed, thank you for...
excellent. No problem. And everything you asked for is ready and waiting, traveler. Tiny customer. Please wait here for a moment while I...
Go ahead and take a seat. There is something I need to take care of. but I'll be back
Будет драка,
momentarily.
помочь, ладно.
It's nothing of that sort.
Мне нравится такая реплика. Будет драка,
I just
помочь.
have a few minor things I need to attend to.
И убежала.
She sure left in a hurry. Whatever it is, it must.
So, you two are Miss Kamisato's friends? Well, we serve all the classics. Sure, there are fancier looking places out there. Over the years we've been in
попробуем.
business, we've gotten to know the Kamisato clan quite well. Miss Kamisato and her brother are both fond of our food. They're always sending staff down here to order something and take it back to them. Her table booking surprised me. Not least because it was a group reservation. This is the first time I've ever...
The first time ever? Oh.
Sure does. And I'm probably crossing the line here, but I'm just...
How is that possible? She's so kind and polite to everyone. Paimon would have thought that.
That's what I used to think too. But it turns out the rules of social interaction... Nobody in the neighborhood has a bad word to say about her. They all say she's beautiful, elegant, graceful. Not to mention that she belongs to one of the most illustrious clans in the land. In short, that's just it. People look at her and they see a model of perfection. And they don't feel like that's something they can relate to. So you see, on paper, she sounds like a girl everyone would want.
Paimon never would have guessed.
We don't speak all that much, but we do go quite a way back. I've always admired her for taking on so many responsibilities at such a young age, so it makes me really happy to see her here with friends today. Anyway, relax. Enjoy your meal.
Я думаю, он скоро придет уже.
For the whole neighborhood. Look after her for...
А. Кто-то удачно упал.
That sounded like Ayaka.
А. Это она упала, что ли, где-то?
I'm so sorry, traveler. Could you join me over there for a minute?
Так.
I need your...
Что она взорвала?
I'm sorry. I didn't want to drag you away all of a sudden. I, just had a cooking catastrophe.
Кулинарный конфуз?
As you can see, this house is right next to the restaurant. It's where the owner lives. Actually, this whole compound is the family's private property. I asked Miss Kiminami to prepare some ingredients and...
Right. If there's
И что там взорвала?
you could just.
Actually, I wanted to cook something as a gift for Tsubaki. My mother mentioned in her notebook that Tsubaki enjoyed, so I thought, if I'm going to meet Tsubaki, perhaps
A dish from overseas?
Ага.
So anything from outside Inazuma? If so, then we've got lots of options, don't we?
Великолепно повар. Ладно.
Hey, don't make this weird.
Can I leave you to finish this task then? Just as a great. But what kind of overseas dish would make a suitable gift? It needs to survive a journey
Так.
from the kitchen to the restaurant.
Ну, сейчас что-нибудь мы приготовим.
One pizza.
Пицца?
Pizza?
Ладно.
An assortment of toppings and sauce spread over
На
a
блине,
bread base
естественно.
and cooked in the
Да.
oven.
That does sound pretty good.
Ебучий кашель. Так.
Is the pizza ready?
А. Нет, не готово. Так, грибная пицца. Изучаем. Только скажите, что я сделать сейчас не смогу. Я реально не вижу. Не знаю, сорти миндаль. Паста. Я, блядь, не вижу. ПЛ. Салат. Вот она, грибная пицца. Муки и сыра не хватает. Сколько там, блять, вышел? Где вот она? Муки 2 не хватает, сыра 1. Тебе долго готовить? Блядь, 9 минут, нихуя себе. А этой 2 нужно. Ну ладно, побегаем посмотрим. Ладно, мукат быстро приготовится. А что можно сделать за 9 минут? А, достижение подмечать. Больше ничего? Всё. Тут что у нас? Хватает? Ага. Квестик посмотреть, вот это. Что за квестик? Далеко? Нет. Так, это нам куда? Это сюда. Главное не разбиться. Все. С южным крестом? А, это про техника задания. Понял. Бля, не озвучивается даже. Ладно. Давай, технические штуки. А, понял. Хочешь добыть какую-то фигню. Задач. Угу. Техника не появится. Сама она не справится, я понял. Так что за заказчик? А, и, блядь. Ага. А поиск мне интересно, хотя бот отмечено? Или как обычно? Пойди найди там, не знаю где. Да нет, вроде показано. Так, тут где-то. Надо через городок не пробегать, а то опять не выпустят. Так, где он? А, типа, через испытание? А, испытание пройти. Так, во время событий газовать печатки путешественники могут активировать механизмы, чтобы принять участие в испытании. Да, чтобы достичь цели. Так. Ага. Длить оставшееся время. Отлично. А у нас... Блять. Не то сделал. А. Вот оно что. А да, все не так сложно. Погнали дальше. А! Нет, нет, нет. Бля, проебал походу. Блять, не туда. В другую сторону. Блять. Что-то пошло не по моему плану. Блять. Как-то это... Немножко сломал систему. Проебал в первый момент. Ладно. Выкрутимся. Ну-ка, пошли нахрен. Ай, не туда тыкнул. Погнали. Что, испытание пройдено этим? Хм, прикольно. Эти испытания... А, оставляю... Ладно. Что-то я все равно сделать умудрился. Так это, наверное, я так понимаю, следующее испытание. Минут 37 секунд. Понял. А, тут еще 90 потом дадут. Так, это, я так понимаю, следующее испытание уже. Погнали. А, вот отсюда движение, да? Так. Блять, опять не туда. Блять, падаю. Отлично. Главное, мимо не пролететь. Так. Бать, я высоко залетел. А, вот тут испытание заканчивается. Отлично. Следующее испытание внизу? А, нет. Получается, опять сюда нужно зайти. Красная вспышка. А вот тут. Бля, а чё, все Ебать. Все закрыл. Пиздец. Так, пройти испытание, лететь сквозь свет. 80. Бля, прикольно. А тут у нас что идет? Униносная атака. Ладно, к заданию. Подслеживаем. Довольно прикольно. Блять, да ну нахуй. Я хотел взять этот хуйню. Так, я на это могу залезть? Повыше будет. Блять. Все настолько хреново. Я могу отсюда полететь даже. Отлично. Так, а я без этого все могу пойти? Да, блядь. Пойдем перемещаться. Видимо, нет. Или могу. А тут что? Блядь. А что тут? Такое интересное. Ладно, хрен с ним. Нужно к следующему заданию лететь. Бежать, лететь. Ладно. Так, где там следующее? А, опять тут же. А потом на основной сюжет. Обратно вернуться еще. Я не думаю, что 9 минут прошло. Да, хрен его знает. Блять! Просто нас чуть-чуть убил. Ладно, бывает. Так, что ты мне теперь скажешь? Ага. Следы. Ладно. Так. И куда мне получается теперь? Блять, еще километр. А, тут я еще не бывал. Бля. Ладно, значит, пока на сюжетку надо идти. Чуть попозже туда сгоняю. Так, где? Вот это, по-моему. А, завершить другие задания. Ветер. Вот это. Все. Значит, идем обратно. Не, отсюда поближе будет. Секунду. Где это было? Там внизу. Так, ну я надеюсь, сыр тоже готов.
Is the pizza ready?
Не то. Я не хотел с тобой говорить. Да, все готово. Блять, нет, не то. Так, где? Вот теперь она. Вот она. Все, пицца готова?
Is the pizza ready?
Да, готово.
Oh, it's ready.
It smells delicious.
Только у нас духовки тут не было. Котел только, но я не знаю, как эта пицца готовилась.
Well, all you need to
Ладно.
learn is a recipe. We can.
Great. I look forward to learning from your.
How are you all doing?
Whoa, is this Miss Kamisato? Yes, an overseas dish cooked by the traveler. Could I trouble you to package it for me?
Sure, no problem. Oh, it smells good. I bet it tastes amazing.
Want us to teach?
Oh, could you?
The most satisfying meals are the ones you share with other people. So Paimon.
Really? That's great. I've always wanted to learn how to. If you can write down a recipe for me, I'll add it to our menu and put a promotion where
Since we've become a closed nation, people haven't had the chance to try and
I'll go pack up this dish for Miss Kamisato. Please, make your way.
You could have sold that recipe for
Отлично.
You're a wonderful person.
Пиццу сделали, наряд
mean it.
осталось забрать и
I
все.
admire you a lot. Well, you should probably write down the rest.
Yeah, let's make sure we include all the details and then pizza. Start with the basic
Рыба и мука.
ingredients.
Рыба и мука.
Correctamundo. Right. Now to add the next couple of ingredients.
Блять.
Yep, that's right. Now for the cooking instructions. Place onto oven. All right, it's done. Long may
Мне
our
интересно, если сказать
reputations
что-то
and
не
our
то, что
recipes
было бы.
proceed.
I
Ну
have
ладно.
no doubt that they will. This dish is exquisite.
Cool. Then let's get this recipe.
Так, что? Надо сказать то, что
Have you
рецепт
written out the
оставили.
recipe?
Here it is.
Thank you. Wowie, this is so exciting. I want to make it right away.
Traveler, Paimon, please accept my sincerest apologies.
No problem. Food always tastes better when you work.
All right, let's dig in before it gets cold. Well, what do you think?
It's amazing. Paimon loved this one. Oh, and especially that one over there.
Ладно.
Good.
Вон то.
When I was attempting to cook earlier on, did you? And did she, say anything about?
She did, but don't worry. She's just happy for you is all.
She's happy. Oh, then she must have told. What does it matter? I know.
Hey, it's not you. Most people just haven't had the chance to talk to you one-on-one before.
Thank you for your comforting words, Paimon. It's all true, though. Most of the time I'm either accompanied by family or staff.
Exactly. You've got at least 2 friends.
Aw, thank you. That makes me so happy. Excuse me.
Hey now, expressing your feelings is the right thing to do.
I agree. So, I just want to say how happy I feel that she.
Of course we do. That's always been our style. If someone's nice to friendship can go a long way. Take your mom, for example. She wrote about Tsubaki in her notebook, and
Yes.
I think friendship is an extremely precious thing. And
while we're on the topic though, who is this Tsubaki?
well, I think I have an idea. I think that
О, кто-то хочет
Tsubaki
нам рассказать?
might be a fox envoy.
A fox envoy?
Кицуне?
Yes, that's what I think. Even I, my mother's own daughter, had never even heard of this friend before. And fox envoys are nothing new. Stories have been told about them, and you must have met Kuji Yae before. Well, she's a fox envoy. That got me thinking. Maybe there are fox envoys out there in Inazuma that people just don't know about.
Whoa! So Inazuma also has supernatural?
When you say also...
Well, before Inazuma, we spent some time in Liyue. They have all kinds of them too. Up in the sky, down below the ground, in the water.
Really? I've come across such things being asserted in books, so Liyue lives up to its reputation. Its culture has a long history and gives rise to...
You should come visit Liyue with us sometime. The best part is, they have loads and...
Really? I would love that. Speaking of delicacies, Traveler, Paimon, have you eaten your...
Oh, Paimon has...
Excellent. Then let's collect the kimono. Then we can pay a...
Ну, пошли поищем. Кто такой Цубаки? Узнаем. Так. Забрать ткани. Вот он. Ткани, одежду. Энергии, как обычно, нету. Она у нее побыстрее восстанавливается. Так. Почти добежали. Вот там пизда. Ясно. Так, что шили нам тут?
Your garment is ready, Miss Kamisato. I've folded and packaged it for you.
Так, ладно.
Oh, and the other item we discussed? That's ready too.
Thank you very much.
No,
Для кого
thank
еще шили?
you. It is a beautiful piece of clothing, and it was a
А, ну то есть ни хрена не покажет
Traveler,
пока что.
I have a gift for you.
Ладно.
Looks super fancy.
It's a hairpin in the style of a white heron. As well as a hair accessory, I couldn't ask for your help and offer nothing at all in return. So this is... I'm glad you like it.
Speaking of white herons, that's
Интересно, мы
what
его
your
вообще
crown means,
увидим?
doesn't it? Shirasagi.
Ладно.
You flatter me, Paimon. If this gift reminds you of...
It definitely... Alright, well, now we've got what we came for. Time to go meet Tsubaki.
Так, и куда нам теперь бежать? А, ну, собственно, не так уж и далеко даже. Я что дальше ожидал? Какая-то там внизу? Вроде когда. Я надеюсь, что я правильно полетел. Иначе опять телепортироваться куда-то придется. И он опять персонажа не убить. Да не, вроде правильно. Так, доберу-ка я лучше отсюда.
So, a transcendent being lives here?
Я не думаю, что он совсем
If
загадочная.
someone lives here, then why is it so chilly?
I'm asking myself the same question. How strange. I'm quite sure that this is the location my mother wrote about, but surely... I'm starting to have... But since we're here,
Никаких
I
сомнений.
still think we should go inside and explore in full.
Yeah, makes sense. Who knows? Maybe there's a surprise waiting in there for us. So, what?
Let me think. A crane brings one fresh flower in its beak to decorate my hair, while a white
Свежий
rabbit
такой.
sews a hemline from 4 rays of moonlight. Dressed appropriately, I face eastward and call out Tsubaki's name 7 times.
of an eye. I'm standing on the.
Sounds like a
Так,
fairy tale. So your mom would do a
скорее
little.
I have a
загадка.
feeling that it could be some sort of code. Let's get a
Сейчас
little closer
разберемся.
before coming to any conclusion.
Good idea.
Это все-таки по сюжетке идет, так что долго думать не придется. Так, подозрительные места. Ну ладно, ягоды соберем. Конечно же, куда без этого. Так, там был на восток. Что такое восток? Цветок и еще что-то. Не, ну все-таки так не будет отмечено. Придется поискать немножко. Ладно. Так, ничего не видно. Бля. Ну да, камушки. Хоть что-то. Так, дорога тут есть, собственно. Получается, на восток, север у нас где-то там. Восток у нас, получается, здесь, что ли? Найти подозрительные места. Да, этот камень, конечно, не слишком подозрительный, но ладно. С него хотя бы осмотреться можно. Проход, проход. Я что-нибудь где-нибудь упущу. Ладно, попробуем к проходу пробежать. Хотя бы к центру. Как-то подозрительных мест нету. С этой стороны. Точно нету. Это точно. Я не думаю, что это внизу. Скорее всего, это здесь все делается. Бля, вон там что-то есть. А, нет, там тоже проход. Это видно так. Подозрительные мотивы места. Тоже не сильно подозрительное место. Так, вон туда можно еще залезть. А тут что за проход? О, я правильно прибежал, надо же. А, подождите-ка. Отлично. Ты тоже схватил? Ой, жуки какие-то. А, еще жуки. И жучки. А, подождите. А я тут ничего точно не должен был взять. Не знаю, зачем мне эти жуки, но пригодятся. Исследовать кустарники. Но кустарники я исследовал. Пока тут кроме жуков никого не было. Ладно. Вот тут что-то может. Да? Когда подбегаешь, все исчезает. Значит, не оно. Ну, про цветы точно было что-то сказано. Может, там на выходе еще что-то есть. По сути, тоже жуки были. Так, след в каменной скале. Как их исследовать? Я пытаюсь, но как бы даже не светится. Съебать нахрен. Да, что так можно? Дерево какое-то. Хрен знает. Пикнуть ничего нельзя. Может тут кустарник какой еще? Хрена не понимаю. А, может наверху? Вон те кустарники. Не? Чё-то, наверное, нет. Ага. Странная стена. Постучать один раз, постучать два раза. Там что-то про два раза, по-моему, было. Нет? Я не угадал? Стучать один раз.
A crane brings one fresh flower in its beak to decorate my hair, while a white rabbit sews a hemline from 4 rays of moonlight. Dressed appropriately, I face eastward and call out Tsubaki's name 7
Ни хрена не
times.
прокатило.
In the blink of an eye.
Let's recap what the notebook says. Maybe it'll give us a hint.
Так, постучать один раз.
A crane brings one fresh flower in its beak to
Стучать
decorate
три,
my
четыре.
hair, while a white rabbit sews a hemline from 4 rays of moonlight. Dressed appropriately, I face eastward and call out Tsubaki's name 7 times.
6.
In the blink of an eye, I'm standing on the path
Так,
that
6 не
leads to her
прокатило.
house.
Не по той логике действует. Ладно, я кое-что запомнил. Один
A
раз.
crane brings one fresh flower in its beak to decorate
4
my
раза.
hair, while a white rabbit sews a hemline from 4
7
rays
раз.
of moonlight. Dressed appropriately.
Ага. Стена открылась. Ясно. Тут шкатулочка.
Did it open? Did it open? Did our Inazuma Deptus leave any treasure here?
What's this?
Huh. Looks like
It seems to be another notebook. Could it be Tsubaki's notebook? Let's step back outside now. The atmosphere here is different than I'd imagined. Somehow, it makes...
Paimon knows what you mean. Reading in low light is really bad for...
Ладно. Вообще покинуть пещеру. Понимаю. Ну да, куда-то вон туда лететь. Так. Да, по сути, это сделать, а потом 7 раз.
Here will do just fine.
Alright, let's see what the notebook says. Ooh, Paimon bets it's all about mystique. What is it? Why are you whispering all the...
Далеко
You
отошли.
want to let Ayaka read the notebook without distraction, but, based on her expression, what could it be?
Traveler, Paimon, sorry to keep you waiting so long.
Ага.
No worries, it wasn't long at all. You're a very fast reader.
Yes, I have. I think I ought to share the truth of this notebook with you both. Even though the contents are completely different than what I was expecting.
Different how? You mean it wasn't a fox envoy who wrote this?
Not a fox envoy, no. It turns out that Tsubaki is my mother herself.
Блять. Ладно. Бывает.
Surprised? Me too. But that's what it says at the... Tsubaki and I are the same person, and yet we are different. When I become Tsubaki, I stop being Kamisato Kayo. What follows in these pages is the ordinary, everyday life. This notebook is, for the most part, A collection of my mother's musings, both private and trivial.
So, that means that the kimono design
Are things that my mother wished to try, yes. I'm sure this all sounds utterly bizarre to you, but to put it another way, I was at a loss for words when I started reading the contents of the notebook.
И
It
закат
almost felt
такой.
like someone had looked inside my mind.
Ayaka.
From the moment my mother married my father, she became the mother of the Kamisato household. And with that came all sorts of duties. On top of that, every action she ever took was seen as representing the Kamisato clan. People were always... After my father passed away, Ayato and I took over responsibility for the affairs of the clan. We ran in every time I found myself up against a difficult issue. I'd ask myself, maybe it's because it had been so long since I last saw her, but somehow, but my image of her was incorrect. When I read this notebook, I realized she was just like me. Underneath, she liked pretty kimonos. She wanted to try food from different places. She yearned to see sights she'd never seen before. Maybe this all sounds immature to you, but I feel just the same way. Mother wrote that she'd always wanted to go to a local Inazuman festival. She said that sometimes, on a clear night, if you looked out from our house, you could see light. I've seen those lights too. It looks so lively with so many people. And it's so brightly lit, it makes the whole sky glow. Of course, but for someone of my position to just show up at a festival with no warning, it could be considered improper even if no one stopped us. The idea of the Yashiro Commission going out into the crowd, it had certainly... Mother said that she didn't want to put people on edge. She wanted everyone to enjoy the fun and freedom of the festival. She didn't want to disturb them, and didn't have much free time anyway, so she never went.
Aw, so the kimono design, that must have been the outfit she planned on wearing if she ever did go to a festival, right?
That's right. And sometimes, festivals
Ей
sell
хотелось
international...
попробовать.
I hope this isn't a disrespectful thing to say, but... I never knew my mother was so
Well, that's not disrespectful at all. Paimon thinks your mom was the best of both.
Without knowing it, I've ended up fulfilling several of my mother's... Perhaps this is one thing that can simply never be.
Причем переоденься. Или что-нибудь сделай. Ладно,
I understand.
скрой как-нибудь себя.
Thank
И
you.
сходи.
I think that Mother and I are so similar in so many ways. The things she faced are things that She chose to place her unfulfilled wishes onto the identity of Tsubaki. As for me...
Oh, so you decided on an alter ego too?
No, I don't plan to do anything like that. I think I will set myself a new goal. To live each day... So, Traveler,
Что ж ты хочешь сказать?
Would you be a... Paimon's been dying to go ever since we saw that poster!
Hey, come on, don't make fun. It's just because I used to have the same concerns my mother did. But now, I'm going to be true to myself and fulfill the wish that my mother and I shared. I know that you of all people can understand me going my own way on this. So, let's do this, you and me.
Ну, сгоняем.
Festival's here!
Great! Thanks, you guys. If we head over now, we should still make it in time.
Oh, good point! Today is the last day!
Угу. Погнали на праздничек. Так, 600 метров. Где этот праздник? Блять, на островах. Ладно. Сейчас добежим. $200 метров осталось. Отлично. Я надеюсь, не придется перебегать или лететь где-нибудь. То есть, лететь-то ладно, плыть. О, плыть. Не очень люблю плавать в этой игре. О! А вы хули приперлись? Идите нахуй. Я всего лишь что-то найти пытался, а вы сразу пиздить меня. И убивать моих персонажей. О, все нахуй. Все, все готовы. Бля. Опять убили. Блять, заткнул. Ладно, хоть маски разбитые пособираю. Книга какая-то. Записи ученика. А, но плыть почти не придется. А, там еще что-то летает. Почки нету, заебись. Блять. Чего-чего, я тут... Можно было без них обойтись. Тут сейчас один удар, и я сдох. Так. Похилить чуть-чуть. Ну-ка, отхилить мне персонажика чуть-чуть. Что-то он куда-то далеко улетел. Так, теперь ты. Хоть такой, но сундук. Эта хуйня куда-то съебывается еще. Бля, ну, ладно, хрен с ней. Может, почти прибежали. На праздничек.
Since it's the final day, many of the visitors must have already returned. I've heard that the peddlers often close up shop earlier on the... I'll go and ask.
That's the way to go. We'll be right there with you.
Ну, пошли. Бегать я пока не могу, я так понимаю. Ладно, пешочком погуляем. Вот, людей нету. Хороший праздничек. Маски. Прикольно.
It hasn't closed yet. It's just that there aren't many people left.
Hey, look at that stall. Paimon's heard
Бля,
that
я тоже
everyone's supposed to wear
мальчик
a
с масками
mask at
заметил.
these kinds of festivals.
That used to be the custom, yes. And today, it's still...
Hey! Is that who I think it is?
Oh,
People seem to recognize Ayaka wherever we go.
But of course! The Kamisato clan leads the Yashiro Commission, not least because back when Master and Miss Kamisato had just taken over the family's affairs, they used to make public. Some of the younger generations have never even seen Miss Kamisato in person before. Being the age I am, I'm lucky enough to have seen her on
You're too kind. My brother and I
But this is the first time I've seen anyone from your family at a
there isn't actually. Today, I'm taking my traveler friend here.
Oh, a traveler? Huh. Now that you first time in Inazuma? Hope you... excuse me 1 second.
Маски предложат. Нет?
Hey everyone, listen up! Don't close up yet!
Бля.
Miss Kami-sa...
No, it's not like that. Please, there's no
Хотела
need to
не
make a fuss.
выделяться, не
We're
получилось.
just here to...
Yeah, thanks a lot, mister. If you hadn't let them know, they'd start closing down about now, right? At least it sure looks like that time of day.
Yep, you got it. But on account of this being the first time Miss Kamisato has ever come to the festival... Oh, here's a couple of masks for you.
No. You've been far too accommodated.
Don't give me all that. Here you go. Here you go. It's not often that we regular folks get some attention from the Yashiro.
But... Okay, I think I understand.
It's my pleasure. You have your...
Sir, do you have anything for Paimon?
Такой маленькой маски не найдут.
Hello there, kiddo.
Я так и знал.
I'm sorry.
Surely you're not gonna let Paimon be the only one at the...
Paimon, don't worry. Wearing a...
How about a tree leaf? That should be
Древесного
enough to cover up
листа.
that little face of yours.
No way!
Oh, okay then. In that case, I'm afraid there's nothing I can do right now.
I cannot thank you enough.
Aw, it's nothing. But I won't hold you.
All right.
Ну, пошли посмотрим, что тут еще будет.
Oh, Wait, I need to explain myself. I
Я
got a little
чувствую,
nervous back
да.
there and I brought you here because I genuinely... Okay, great.
Так, что теперь? Светлячок. Заодно рисую себе какие-нибудь. Что? А, гадальные белки.
Traveler, look! This stall's...
Miss Kamisato, hello there. You're out with friends today?
Okay. How much is it per drop?
I wouldn't expect you to know this, but the Yashiro Commission was very good to my uncle on my father's side at one point. So you see, how could I possibly take your money?
What? Are you sure?
Of course. If you like what you see, then please, be my
Не
guest.
ожидала она такого.
Paimon, what do you think?
Seems like everyone wants to do something nice for Ayaka. So, if they insist, who are we to
Well, if that's how you feel, then okay. We'll take you...
Alrighty then. Whenever you're ready. Draw a slip and reveal your fortune.
Так, ну давайте. Что у нас тут?
Open it up and see how you fare.
Whoa!
Так, и что у нее?
Paimon got rising
Достижение удачи.
No way! We got the same what, Traveler? What did you get?
Большая удача.
You're so lucky!
Oh, congratulations are in order. Here's what great fortune from heaven means. The
Вот не зря его светом оставил.
Congratulations.
You all have very fine fortunes lined up. With this...
Well said. Here's hoping that our good luck will...
Так, куда дальше теперь? Скорее всего, вот к этим ларькам. А может и нет. А, там что-то есть еще. Ну да, к этим ларькам с едой.
This food stall sells all kinds of Inazuman special...
Wow. It all looks
Сейчас ей опять бесплатно все дадут.
Of course it is.
But we don't want anything to go to waste. Ooh, Ayaka,
Слишком,
how
бля.
much does dango?
Sure.
Так, розовый блинчик.
Those look good too. Ooh, but so do the egg.
Mhm.
All right then. I too shall have a Sakura mochi.
All right, coming right up.
О, хоть он про нее ничего не сказал пока что.
This sock...
Not bad, huh? It's one of our best sellers.
Oh, please, sir. Paimon would like some more.
I don't know if it's rude of me to ask, but how is this kind of snack actually made?
You want to try your hand at making it yourself? No problem. Just give me a sec.
Ooh, a new recipe?
Ладно, новые
Are you
рецепты
sure
тоже
about
хорошо.
this? If you share the recipe, isn't that tantamount?
Well, it was you who gave Kiminami Restaurant that recipe for an overseas dish, wasn't it? She and I are good friends. We trade culinary tips all the time. Here you go. Just treat it as me returning a favor on behalf.
Thank you so much. I will study it very carefully and try...
You there. You want the recipe too? Go on, I can see that. There's no greater feeling than creating delicious food with your own two hands. You should definitely...
I will. Once I've learned how to make it, will you two...
Oh, definitely.
О, маска прикольно выглядит.
All right.
О, у нее
I'll
тоже
do my
появилось.
best.
Бля, я даже не видел.
Well, we may have arrived near the end of the
Так,
festival,
идем
but it's
дальше.
still been super fun. Paimon approves.
А что у нас получается? Вот это следующий или вот
Yes,
это будет?
I agree. To spend the festival together
Ну,
with
не
you
ко всем,
today has been a
кстати,
truly
подходим.
wonderful experience.
А, молитвенные Да, молитвенные дощечки.
This stall sells prayer plaques. It's an Inazuman tradition.
Sounds similar to the way people in Liyue release...
Welcome. Looking for prayer plaques? Every wish is...
Looks fun! Shall we give it a try? Oh,
Давайте попробуем.
writing and drawing involved?
2 prayer plaques, please, sir.
2 prayer plaques for the young lady. There you go.
Ну, бля, вот
Traveler,
они её опять
have
не...
you decided on
Никто
your
про неё
wish?
больше не сказал пока.
Yes.
You can either draw a picture to represent your wish or write it out in words. Either way, once you've
Wait, so they'll be on public? Alright, well, let's...
Ладно, рисуем.
That will do
Ничего
for
не
mine.
показывает, что?
May I see yours?
Так и что тут? А, он и его сестра,
This is you
я
and your
понял.
sister, isn't it? It's lovely.
You'll be back together one day. Paimon believes it, and you
I believe it too. Your wish will surely come true, and I will keep...
Ayaka, what did you draw? Is that Tenchukaku?
That's right. I wish for peace and happiness for
А,
everyone
вот
in
что она
Inazuma,
нарисовала.
and good health for my family. I do hope that wish... Thank you. That gives me hope.
А чё, все уже?
Afraid so. The time flies when you're having
Ну
fun.
ладно.
It seems to flow away from you like a rushing... It's time to leave.
Так, ну куда мы теперь? А. Ну хоть так.
Traveler, today was the first time you've known me for some time now. Knowing me, I just know that today, so thank you. Today really meant festivals are great. There aren't many rules. Everyone has that if I ever get the chance. You too? Great!
Когда-нибудь еще
You
сходим.
know, we're kind of similar. Sometimes I feel like I can relate to the determination you must have to get your sister back. I understand. Family bonds are inseparable. No one can break them. They're the most important. You will find her. Come what may, you must never give up. I will always be here for you as your... As long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Все, сходится. А, не совсем.
Oh, Traveler. There's something that I'd like to do. If you could spare me yet another moment. Please, keep your eyes on me.
А, спеть решила.
What do you think of my dance? Did you...
It was so pretty. Beautiful, elegant, and...
I'm not very good at this kind of dance. So, as long as I didn't embarrass myself, I just had a sudden... In a way, that sort of sums up today for me. Dancing like nobody's watching. That goes for you too. When I'm with you, time seems to slow. Anyway, it looks like this is goodbye for today. I can see myself the rest of the way back. Good night, Traveler.
И ушла. А. Тоже напивая пошел. Все. Так, тут тоже все закончено. Одна из сюжетных квестов. Один из сюжетных квестов. Одна, блин. Ладно, где-то нужно телепортацию открыть. Место. Сотка. Фоточка. Так, и что у нас тут еще по квестам есть теперь? Это еще закрыто. Возмездие. Золотой карась. Гобелен. Ага. Ну, короче, на сегодня мы вот на таком моменте и закончим. Не знаю, по Геншину еще когда-нибудь будут стримы так? Отвлечься чего-нибудь. Но, думаю, завтра и, скорее всего, даже во вторник. Ну, то есть, скорее всего, во вторник именно будет стрим по Skyrim продолжаться. Так что на сегодня прощаемся. Спасибо всем, кто был. Пока.